is our first video for 2021 and I am super excited. I get to chat to you guys once again. And don't forget, we are all about the coins. Yeah! The number one rule of money is that you make sure you spend less than what you make. Very simple. Make sure that what you spend is really less than what you make. And one way to achieve this is to eradicate, kill, murder impulse buying. And today, guys, I'll be sharing my 5 tips on how to stop impulse buying. Now, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below. And if you're not new, if you've subscribed, don't forget to like and comment. Welcome back to my channel. This is Rural Exit with Uyime Ajufo, where we are all about being better than where we came from. Now, let's just go straight to the point. Number 1, filter your social media. Whether you like it or not, the social media is a major part of our life, and you have to be very careful what you feed your eyes and also feed your mind and your soul. Now, we spend so much time on social media, which is okay, by the way, depending on what you're using it for, but you have to be conscious about what you get to see and what you get to perceive as someone else's truth. Okay, now let me just break it down with this example. Do you remember that movie Focus by Will Smith, where he got to play a con artist, and he did it amazing, by the way? Okay, now there was this character in the movie, or this part in the movie, where they were about to con someone who has a lot of money, and then what they did was to study his itinerary for that day, you know, where he was going to go to, the things he was going to do for that day. And what they also did was to surround him by a number. Yeah, it was a gambler, and they wanted him to gamble at the end of the day, but then to gamble you needed a particular number, something like that. So they surrounded him by this number. What I mean is, the taxi he took had this number at the end. When he went to watch a sport game, the captain of the team was wearing that number. When he went to his hotel, the hotel was that number. Let's assume the number was 69. Okay, so everywhere he went to, he saw the number 69. Now, when it was time to gamble at the end of the day, and he was asked to pick his number, a lucky number, guess what number he picked? Of course, 69, because throughout that day he has been surrounded by that number. And I'm sure he was thinking that, oh, that is nature's way of telling him that that is his lucky number. But sometimes that's not nature telling you, that's you feeding your eyes with so many things. So the first thing is to make sure that you filter what you feed your eyes with and what you feed your soul with. Okay, the second thing is to use the 7-day rules of expenses. Yes, the 7-day rule of expenses is extremely effective. Now, what it means is that when you want to buy something at a particular cap, make sure you give yourself 7 days before making that decision. So the first step to achieve this is to make sure you set a limit for yourself. So if your limit is 5,000 naira, or 10,000 or 100,000, as you may please, make sure that before you make a purchase of that amount, you use 7 days in thinking about it. So if you are still as excited as you were the first day after 7 days, then go ahead and buy it. But most times you never get as excited as you used to be. Try it happens a lot. So you go out and you see, let's say, a new bag, and the bag costs 30,000 naira, and your cap is 20,000. Okay, now you're gonna take 7 days to decide if you really want to get that bag or not. Now, in between these 7 days, you get to decide if it's as important as, you know, it was the first time that you saw the bag. Number 3, plan your money before you actually get that money. The thing is, when you get money without planning it, you end up spending it on things that were not really as important as you would have spent it if you had planned that money. That is a very simple trick. So what I do is that before I get the money I'm expecting, I put this money into different purposes. So when the money comes, it goes directly into those things. But if you don't plan that money, when that money comes, you end up using it on something that is not really as important or will not fulfill, you know, as much as you would have if you had planned that money. Number 4, differentiate your want from your need. This was a course, I think in economics. This was a topic in economics. But of course, we did not experience adulthood by then, so we didn't know the importance. And I'm just going to break this down in a very simple way. Let's use food. Food is a need, but eating in a fancy restaurant is a want. So it's important for you to differentiate your need from your wants. Your needs are necessities, things you cannot survive without. But your wants are things that you can actually survive without them. Like I said, you need food to survive, right? So food is a need. But eating in a fancy restaurant, you don't need that to survive. What you need to survive is food. So eating in a fancy restaurant is want. So if you have to do that, make sure it is planned. And that is why you need to understand to differentiate your need from your want. Finally, number 5, plan your enjoyment. I am of the school of thought, that it's good to have fun. Make sure you go on vacations. Make sure you go to that nice restaurant you wanted to go to. But the difference between a financially sound person and the opposite is that enjoyment is actually being planned. That vacation is being planned. The shoes that you bought are being planned. So you've got to plan your enjoyment. Start early. Make sure that you save towards the things you would want to do. And then when you do that, you get to avoid spending unnecessarily. Once you apply this tip, I can assure you that it will help to curb and end impulse buying and eventually help you to become a better person with your money. Till I see you next time, keep being better than where you came from. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I would really love to hear from you. Bye.